how is me lovelies? I'll give you a clue who's on today. The man on the other end of the phone is a very sweet man. Get? A lot of people might think it's just a short-arse barrow boy made good with ideas way above his lowly station. A station a long ways away from his humble hackney beginnings. But I knows better than most people, 'cause they knows the square root of fuck all. Isn't that right, my esteemed guest, Lord Sugar? How are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
Hold on, listen. How are you, me old China mate? Is we going down the Frog and Toad to a fancy restaurant where you'll put your hand in your skyrocket and buy us a big steaming Ruby Murray? Well, Lord Sugar, do I pass the Cockney rhyme test? Eh, me grumpy old mucker?
You got it, that's right. It's not bad.
Now, a lot of people is jealous 'cause you does drive. No, scratch that. You is the big kahuna, the boss man, like what fired Christy Moore in that song where he keeps shouting, "You took my pride!" But in reality, Christy doesn't understand market forces and can only rant, 'cause you is being driven in a big Rolls Royce while he has to draw the rock and roll. Christy Moore is as thick as two shites anyway, 'cause the upside is you creates as much jobs as what you fire useless fuckers from. So jealous folks for like him can only write old songs in retaliation called Ordinary Man, when in fact Jesus himself knows that you is an extraordinary, a corporate titan, a go-getter jet-setter. Do you mind what they, I, or the masses call you?
Look, I don't care what you call me.
No, I want to show you respect. Just answer the question. What is your correct title?
The correct title is Lord Sugar.
Now, as everyone knows, I'm Milky Twiddlers, and Jesus, I made something of my life. It wasn't all wine and roses for me. Oh no, we were so poor that we had to use both sides of the Jack's roll. And you, Lord Sugar, if you don't mind me saying so, have two lovely blue pork pies. God bless them. You'll never have to go to Specsavers, except if you're going to buy that business. In the 80s, nobody had the arse in their trousers. But you little Cockney terrier, got into your Del Boy minivan with no more than 100 quid in your skyrocket. And the rest is corporate history. In it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's that was recognised in the 80s by Margaret Thatcher, for example. I was the blue-eyed boy of the city then when I first floated my company in 1981, because, as you quite rightly say, I started from nothing, really, with £100 in the minivan. That is all true.
Lord Sugar, my cousin Eamon, he, you know, just has this knack about him. He could, Jesus, sell sand to the Arabs and freezers to the Eskimo lads and that. Jesus, he can charm the birds off the trees and then strangle them, like he does do to pensioners in remote rural areas of Ireland in the dead of night, if they don't pay him for tarmac and the garden pat what he leads them up. Is entrepreneurs born or made, or born to greatness, like what you do be is?
Well, I don't know about born to greatness. The thing is that an entrepreneur, and then, as I've always said, is someone that it has something which is inbuilt inside them.
Like gay people, they can't help it.
Yeah. You either are one or you're not, and it's not something that, with respect, you can be taught. It needs to be prized out of you. And I've always kind of used a comparison of, say, a concert pianist, for example.
Like Liberace, another gay fella. Jesus, they're all in tonight. Come on. If you pardon the expression.
Now, if you lock me in a room for a year with a piano teacher, I guess at the end of the year I could come out and, you know, do you a quick rendition of Roll Out the Barrel.
I went on Dragon's Den once pitching puddings, but for whatever reason, and of course being all paranoid, I thought them dragons just didn't like me because I was Irish. But anyways, after me failed demonstration, I was washing my utensils in the toilet, and didn't Peter Jones and Tucker Sullivan burst in, and they told me that the only reason they didn't give me money is that they'd spotted that my dick wasn't spotted.
It has to be spotted, and you have to be encouraged to actually then exploit it more.
As for money isn't everything, Lord Sugar, is it?
It definitely, it's not everything at all.
Lord Sugar, you is a brave man, but when it came to the TV show The Apprentice, perhaps a tad naive, cause you got an awful shock, cause them so-called candidates is a bunch of snowflakes, lick arses, who even when you does fire them, you know, you're fired, cause you ain't no team player. And you was fired because you was an airhead. And you was fired because you was up your own arse. And you was fired because you was getting no more tits. Even then they goes out of that boardroom, which is aptly named because you must be climbing the walls. Even then they say, thank you for the opportunity, Lord Sugar. Yes, it's opportunity for what? Making a show of yourself on national television and going home where everyone is laughing and pointing at them because you fired them. Jesus, that must have stunned you altogether.
You've never ever heard it in your life, but you can imagine how traumatised one is when suddenly you start, there's a reality of, my God, what are they talking about? I remember going home and saying to my mum and dad, who kind of insulated me from it, didn't think it was necessary to coach me on what I was about to let myself in for.
Given all as you've achieved, a blind man on a galloping horse could see that you have a big head. Would not be fair to say, Lord Sugar.
To be perfectly blunt, it is big. Of course, it's much bigger, and I can understand why the general public at large, if you stopped them in the street, said, Alan Sugar, this oldie apprentice, right? If you pushed them a little bit more and said, is anything else you know about him? They'd say, well, football. And if you pushed them even harder, they'd say, oh, he's the bloke who brought computer to the masses, yeah?
And if you pushed them yet again, they'd say, isn't he the bloke with the short arse and big head? Lord Sugar, Sir Richard Branson, who's a mate, asked me to ask you, would you like to fly in his beautiful balloon?
I would only do if it's fun. The day that don't happen is the day you don't see me anymore.
Well, take a look out your window now, because there's the balloon. Thanks very much for the opportunity, Lord Sugar.
Okay.
And away he goes, the little cockney whelk. Loads of guests still lined up on the old Milky Twiddlers podcast. And don't forget that even though I don't post that often, if you Google Milky Twiddlers on Facebook, just Milky Twiddlers Facebook, you'll get all the up-to-date information as to and things that was going on in the Milky Planet. And even there's an article there about what I used to get up to in the 30s back in the Kildare, or the Clane Triangle, Clane, Robertstown and Stallings, with men in big pants. That's definitely worth checking out Milky Twiddlers Facebook for. I'll go so. Take care, 'cause I care.